Stop caring what others think. Reclaim your power with Stoic wisdom. Stoic bloom. Have you ever replayed an awkward moment in your head 1,000 times, convinced that everyone saw it and judged you for it? What if I told you that most people are too busy worrying about their own flaws to truly care about yours? And what if the key to your freedom lies not in being admired, but in mastering the ancient art of indifference? Let's explore how Stoicism can help you finally stop caring what others think and start living on your own terms. Part 1. The illusion of judgment. Imagine this. You're walking down the street, lost in your thoughts, and suddenly you trip. It's minor, just a stumble, but your mind spirals. Did anyone see that? Do I look ridiculous? Are they laughing at me? Your heart races, you feel exposed. That sinking sensation? It's the weight of imagined judgment, a weight most of us carry every single day. But here's the first truth: people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and Stoic philosopher, said it plainly: you wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. And he was right. Think about it. When was the last time you spent hours analyzing someone else's mistake? We observe. We forget. That's the nature of human attention. In reality, people are consumed by their own anxieties, insecurities, and distractions. Your brief stumble is just another flicker in their ever-moving minds. Yet we let these passing glances, real or imagined, dictate our choices, our words, our entire self-image. It's a paradox. The more we try to impress others, the less authentic we become. We end up as actors, not authors of our own lives. And here's the deeper cost. Our time, energy, and potential are hijacked by illusions. True freedom begins when you understand this. Judgment is a mirror of the other person's values, not your identity. Most criticism says more about them than about you. Their disapproval may reflect envy. Their silence might reflect distraction. Their laughter could simply be a mask for their own fear. You are not the center of their universe. And thank the Stoic heavens for that. So next time you trip, literally or metaphorically, smile. You're human, and odds are no one noticed. If they did, they've already moved on to their next internal drama. And if you're still with me, maybe you're ready to walk a little lighter through this world. If you find value in these insights, give your inner Stoic a nudge. Subscribe to Stoic Bloom. Share this with someone who's tired of living for likes, or just drop a comment saying, "I tripped and survived." That's courage in action. Stoic Bloom. Walk your path, not their opinion. Part 2, the dichotomy of control. One of the most liberating teachings of Stoicism is something deceptively simple. Some things are up to us, and some are not. This idea, called the dichotomy of control, comes from Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher whose wisdom shaped emperors and outlasted centuries. Let's pause and break it down. What's up to you? Your thoughts, your actions, your choices, your effort. What's not? The weather, the pisces, the opinions of strangers, and yes, what others think of you. This principle is a mental sword. With it, you can slice away unnecessary stress. Without it, you'll get tangled in every external drama. Imagine you're about to give a speech. You rehearse, you prepare, you focus on clarity and calm delivery. That's within your control. But then, someone in the audience yawns, another frowns, a third checks their phone. Your mind whispers, "They're bored. I must be failing." But are you, or are you just reacting to what you can't control? Here's the Stoic response. You've already succeeded by showing up with intention and integrity. Whether they clap or criticize, that's their script, not yours. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When we obsess over people's reactions, we give away our strength bit by bit, like coins to every stranger who passes by. But when you shift your focus inward toward what you can shape, you reclaim your agency. It's not about becoming indifferent to others, but about prioritizing what's real over what's imagined. You'll still feel nervous. You'll still want approval. That's human. But you'll stop basing your worth on applause that may never come. In fact, Stoics train themselves to expect rejection, not to become cold, but to stay clear. And as Seneca wrote, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." We might say the same for those who fear disapproval. Let others think what they will. You think clearly, you act rightly, you hold your ground. That's Stoic power, not found in what they say, but in how you stay. Part 3, build inner confidence through virtue confidence. It's a word thrown around often, usually tied to looks, status, or achievements. But the Stoics had a radically different definition. They believed that true confidence comes not from approval, but from virtue. What is virtue? In Stoic terms, it means living with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. These are your internal pillars. Everything else, praise, status, money, is like weather. It changes, it's fickle. And if your self-worth depends on it, you'll constantly feel exposed, vulnerable, and never quite enough. Seneca warned us about this fragile way of living. If your self-worth depends on others' opinions, your happiness will always be at their mercy. Let that settle in. Because when your self-esteem is built on external applause, every frown becomes a threat. Every silence becomes anxiety. Every disapproving glance becomes a crisis. But when you build your confidence on your own moral clarity, on acting justly, thinking clearly, and staying true, you become untouchable. Think of it this way. One man walks into a room craving attention. Another walks in grounded in who he is. Guess which one commands quiet respect? Confidence is not about walking like you own the room. It's about walking like you don't need to own anything, because you already own yourself. So how do you cultivate that kind of confidence? Start with reflection. Every night, the ancient Stoics would journal, not for likes, not for followers, but to ask themselves, did I act with courage today? Did I stick to my values? These quiet, honest moments shape a character that doesn't need permission to exist. Because once you live in alignment with your principles, the opinions of others become background noise. Useful, sometimes. Distracting, often. Defining, never. You'll stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, did I do the right thing, even when no one was watching? That's inner power. And once you've tasted it, flattery won't intoxicate you, and criticism won't crush you. If this hits home, don't just nod quietly like a stoic monk in the woods. Let your finger wander to that subscribe button. Or share this with a friend who checks Instagram likes like it's life support. And if you've ever lost sleep over a comment from someone whose name you can't even remember, drop a no more in the comments below. Stoic bloom. Grow roots so deep, no storm can shake you. Part 4, embrace discomfort and rejection. Let's talk about something most people avoid like the plague. Rejection, disapproval. That sinking feeling when someone rolls their eyes, ignores your message, or disagrees with your idea in front of a crowd. Yeah, that. The fear of rejection is one of the biggest reasons we care so much about what others think. But here's the Stoic twist. What if rejection is exactly what you need? The Stoics didn't run from discomfort. They trained for it. Musonius Rufus, a lesser-known but deeply respected Stoic, taught that voluntary discomfort strengthens both the body and the soul. His students weren't just reading philosophy, they were living it, sleeping on hard surfaces, eating simple meals, speaking hard truths. Why? So when life got hard, as it always does, they were already prepared. The same applies to judgment. If you constantly avoid situations where others might criticize you, you become fragile. But if you face them deliberately, your mental armor thickens. Want to stop fearing judgment? Try this. Wear something out of the norm just because. Share an honest opinion in a room full of silence. Initiate a conversation with someone you don't know. It will feel awkward at first, vulnerable, maybe even scary. But then something amazing happens. Nothing explodes. You survive. You grow. You start to realize that people's reactions are not fireballs. They're flickers. A strange look doesn't burn you. An ignored message doesn't define you. A rejection doesn't end you. And over time, the voice that says, "What if they don't like me?" is replaced by a wiser one, "So what if they don't?" Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." We can adapt that. It is not the man who is judged, but the man who fears judgment, who is a prisoner. If you fear rejection, you'll never speak your truth. You'll hesitate. You'll mold yourself to fit expectations that change like wind. But once you embrace it, even invite it, you become free. Remember, discomfort is not the enemy, it's the gateway. And judgment, it's just another teacher, impatient, inconsistent, but invaluable. Live in a way where rejection is not a threat, but a signal that you're finally stepping outside the cage. Never get angry again. Master emotional control with Stoic power. Stoic Bloom intro. 3 hooks. Hook 1. What if you could walk through insults, criticism, and chaos and feel nothing but calm? Hook 2. Imagine mastering a mindset so strong no one could disturb your peace. Not even that one person who knows exactly how to push your buttons. Hook 3. And what if I told you that the secret to this power isn't modern therapy or self-help trends, but a 2,000-year-old Stoic philosophy that helped emperors remain unshaken? Let's uncover how the greatest minds in history eliminated anger, and how you can too. Part 1. The real origin of anger. Let's start with a hard truth. No one can make you angry. Not your rude coworker, not your ex, not even the person who cut you off in traffic and gave you that look. They may trigger you, but the anger, that's yours. And as the Stoics taught, what's yours is within your control. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Anger doesn't begin outside. It starts in how we interpret the world. We see disrespect, we assign meaning to it, and then we react. But what if we could pause between stimulus and response and choose something different? The Stoics believe that emotions are judgments. If you can change your judgment, you change your emotional state. That means anger isn't a reflex, it's a decision. You might not choose to feel it at first, but you absolutely choose to keep it. Take a rude comment. Most people react like it's a dagger, but a Stoic sees it as a mirror, reflecting the speaker's own pain or ignorance, not an attack worth absorbing. When you internalize this, anger loses its grip. Instead of saying, that person made me mad, you ask, is this worth trading my peace for? 9 times out of 10, the answer is a quiet, liberating no. And that's when the shift happens. You stop being controlled by moods. You start mastering your own. And if you're nodding right now like a philosopher who just let go of their last grudge, pause. Subscribe to Stoic Bloom. Share this with someone who turns red over spilled coffee. And if you've ever wanted to respond to rage with a smile, drop a comment that says, I choose peace. Stoic Bloom. Your calm is your crown. Never let anger steal it.